Today, I want to give you an example of how to use your location for lighting inspiration. My name is Timothy Reese, and I've worked in the television, film, and photography world as a director of photography and a photographer for nearly 20 years. Check out my videos as we cover not only the how, but also the why of various technical and creative techniques used in the creation of real images. I think many of us have heard of the term motivated lighting, which is a filmmaking and photography technique where the lighting in a scene is designed to look like it's coming from a natural, believable source within the scene, often supplemented with artificial lighting. This technique is often used in narrative projects, but works equally well for interviews and documentaries. Today, I want to use a specific example of an interview setup I did recently at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in their new Jaws exhibit for a large cable TV network. I've had to blur the faces seen in these pictures for privacy reasons and also because I'm unsure of the air date for the interview. I know this can sometimes make the lighting ratios on the subject's faces hard to see, but that's something I'll cover in more detail in a future lighting workshop video. The motivated lighting I'm discussing in this example is not referring to the key and fill light. Let me be very specific about that. It's more about the atmospheric lighting that we used in the background and for our subject's backlights. For general reference, the key lights and fill lights were all aperture f/22s with 40-degree control grids. But let's get back to the atmospheric lighting motivation. This exhibit had some really cool pre-existing lighting, and instead of turning everything off and starting from scratch, I wanted to lean into what the lighting designers of the exhibit had already created. This meant ensuring that I set my exposure properly to capture the pre-existing special effect lighting, and with some help from the people at the museum, I was able to adjust the brightness level of the projectors that were creating a water effect on the background wall. There were also some cool motion water effects coming from the ceiling, which I did not want to lose, so instead of turning those off, we carefully used a piece of duvetyne, which is basically fire retardant black cloth, to flag or block the light from our subjects while letting the rest of its light spill onto the background. After my initial scout of the location, I had asked my lighting team to bring a motion effect light that we could use to continue to add this effect in our background, which you can see against the back wall of our host on the left side of the frame. For our subject's backlights, I chose to use a kicker, which is the term for when the backlight comes at a lower angle and hits the edge of the face instead of directly from above and behind. We used aperture infinity bars, which were capable of programming a subtle blue colored chase sequence into them, further adding to the water effect of the exhibit. The rest of the background behind our host was amplified by two aperture X5s that were placed on the floor hidden behind our host's chair. These continued the motivated lighting coming from the exhibit to light the wall on the right side of the frame. The shark behind our main subject was lit both from the practical lighting above and was supplemented with an additional backlight from an aperture ADC with a Fresnel attachment. This helped to separate it a bit more from the back wall. Now, if you love Jaws and happen to live in LA or will be visiting anytime soon, I highly encourage you to visit the museum to check out this exhibit. As of recording, it's currently set to run through July 26th, 2026. If you like these videos, please subscribe and feel free to leave a comment about a future video you might want me to make. This user feedback really helps me see what users are looking for and ensures I can continue to make helpful and educational videos. Until next time, thanks for watching.